Hey everybody, Sasuke419 here, bringing you another Pokemon video. I'm going against Thunderstar from ZatChat, so let's go ahead and get this battle started. As you can see in the team preview, he has a Darkrai, and I did not know, and this is a double battle, so he starts off with Darkrai, and his Nikki, I forgot the actual name for that Pokemon, and I start off with my Bessie and my Latios. Now, my first thing, I was going to set up for Latios and use Light Screen and Reflect, but my first thing is to get Darkrai out of the game first. That was my first priority, because Darkrai is probably going to end up putting me to sleep, and it's just going to destroy me. And I was right, so he goes ahead and he uses Dark Void. So now my Bessie's asleep, I can't set up Stealth Rocks, and my Latios asleep. So right now I don't want to switch out, because if I switch out, there's no way in the world I'll be able to beat this. I'll be able to beat Darkrai. So decided to stay in and see how this goes. Hopefully I can wake up, knock it out, something. But anyway, as you can see, I'm still asleep. So his Nikki goes ahead and uses Nasty Plot once more. So he's setting up while she's setting up, and while I'm just asleep, and I just go ahead and get hit with Dark Pulse. And Dark Pulse does a lot of damage to me. It almost kills me. And hopefully if I could wake up, I can come back, at least get Darkrai out of the way. But unfortunately, that does not happen. I honestly don't know how I'm going to win, if I even win, just because at this point I'm in a horrible situation. I had no idea, didn't know if I had any answers for Darkrai without being put to sleep or anything. And I don't want to switch out, because if I switch out, that means any of my other Pokemon is going to fall asleep. So again, she goes ahead and uses Nasty Plot again. I go ahead and I get hit with Ice Beam, which surprisingly doesn't, well, it's a critical hit, so I guess it mattered, because my Bessie has thick fat. And Bessie is still asleep, and which means I can't do anything with her. But I am getting a little bit from leftovers, which is a good thing. And his bad dreams, I'm still getting tormented, which is enough to knock out Latios. Like I said, at first I was going to have Latios set up my Reflect and Light Screen, but you know, what can you do? So anyway, I go ahead, I switch out into my Blissey, and she goes ahead and switch out to Salamence. Now I'm sitting here like, oh crap, Salamence, and Nikki go ahead and uses Grass Knot, which doesn't do anything to my Blissey. I go ahead and finally wake up with Bessie, and I use Stealth Rock to at least set up. And for Blissey, I go ahead and use Thunder Wave, just so I can slow down Salamence, so Salamence does not destroy my team. I at least have a fighting chance. Bessie is still hanging in there, and now my Blissey is getting a little bit of hit points now. At this point now, all I can really do is just hold on for the time being, because there's really nothing I can do. I tried to use Milk Drink with Bessie, but Bessie wasn't fast enough, and I got knocked out. All that I can do is paralyze his Nikki. Still trying to come up with the name for that Pokemon. I forgot. 5th gen Pokemon is hard for me to remember sometimes. But anyway, I get hit with Dragon Claw, and Dragon Claw does a lot to me. I mean, it doesn't take me down to half, but for Blissey, you know, it's a lot. So all I can do is I'm just going to go and bring out my Nidoqueen. My Nidoqueen is especially defensive, and since how they're both paralyzed, I go ahead and set up for Toxic Spikes. I at least want to have something ready for them. Now, I thought she was going to switch out, so I went for Thunder Wave, but over-predicted, I guess. She goes ahead and uses Dragon Claw on Blissey. You know, I bet she thought that Blissey was a huge problem for her to deal with, and Blissey's still hanging in there, and I set up for another row of Toxic Spikes. So now I figured next turn I could go ahead and set up, have Ice Beam hit her Salamence. But I go for Seismic Toss on Nikki, which is good. But then I get hit with a Focus Blast from Nina. And since it had Nasty Plot, 3 times, I believe, it was more than enough to knock out my Nidoqueen. So now I'm sitting here like, oh, crap, I don't really have any answer to this to go up against her Pokemon. And Blissey surprisingly lasts one more turn with after getting hit with Dragon Claw. So I just go ahead and I switch out to my Mew. My Mew is random. I don't know. My Mew is well balanced. So I go ahead and I use Nasty Plot. Maybe if I could last a little bit longer, I could use Baton Pass to switch off to one of my Pokemon. But that doesn't happen. But anyway, I use Wish, and luckily, luckily Hyper Beam knocked out, or I had to. She had to recharge and then paralyze, so that was good. So I got the Wish off, got the Protect, so now my Blissey is safe. So now I can go ahead and gain most of my hit points back, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use another Nasty Plot, so our Mew special attack will rise. Anyway, Nikki gets paralyzed again, which is good, and since I'm protected, I'm good off an attack, and now you see Blissey just gaining most of her hit points back, which is a good thing, plus leftovers. So now I'm sitting here like, okay, I can be back in the game. I can do something at least. I go ahead and I use Aura Sphere on Nikki, seeing as how it is has all these. Excuse me, I can't talk today. Seeing as how all those Nasty Plots ready. So Mew easily took out Nikki, which is a good thing. And I go for Seismic Toss on her Salamence, which in turn doesn't really do that much. So really she's really concerned on trying to get out my Blissey. So as you can see, it's just my Blissey just hanging in there, which is a good thing. That's pretty much all I can do in this match. So I'm barely holding on, barely trying to do anything. And all of a sudden, she sends out her Nightmare, which is Darkrai. And I'm saying, like, oh, crap. If I can't do anything, that's it. But Stealth Rocks and Poison does kick in. She's faster and uses Dark Void, which puts both of my Pokemon to sleep. But the good thing about that is, Mew, I have the Lumberry on Mew. So Mew can wake up, which is a good thing. Problem is, Nurse is asleep, and I can't do anything about that. So I go ahead and I use Aura Sphere because I want to get Darkrai out of there immediately. Darkrai has to go immediately. Darkrai has to get out of the game. So now that Darkrai is gone, maybe now I stand a fighting chance. But the way this is going right now, Mew isn't really that bulky. But I can see Salamence is still trying to get my Blissey out of the game, and I'm barely surviving after this. I'm only down like to 44, make it 84 now thanks to leftovers, and I'll see if hopefully Bessie could. I keep saying Bessie. Hopefully it can wake up, and now I guess she brings out her pride and joy, which is a Luxray. And I guess because it's named after her, Thunderstar. So now Intimidate kicks in. But the thing is, it doesn't affect special attacks, so I should be okay. I go ahead and I use Aura Sphere. I guess seeing as how it's not Luxray isn't paralyzed, I want to go ahead and see if I can try and get it out the game. And luckily for me, it ends up OHKOing Luxray, which is a great thing. I want to get that out of the way. But unfortunately now, Blissey gets hit one more time, and that knocks it out. And I know that this Salamence has the Moxie ability. So now I'm sitting here like, oh crap, I have no idea how to come back from this, because now I got to deal with 2 Pokemon, and the next Pokemon is an Arcanine. So I have no idea how to come back with this. I have a Mew and a Pikachu. I'm serious, like, okay, I know Arcanine is probably going to be faster than Pikachu. it gets intimidated off. Granted, my Pikachu is a special set with a light ball, but still, I'm like, I have no idea how I'm going to come back after this. And there's no way I'm winning this match. There's no way. Wow, I won. Um, Real Trainers Use Pikachu. Anyway, Sasuke 419. Don't fuck with Pikachu, I guess.